Good Thursday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. Well, we made it over the hump, and we're in the home stretch toward the weekend. But of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Thursday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, we'll be hearing part of my conversation with someone on Instagram you all know very well, Mary Ellen Ciganovich. We'll be discussing her career and her success. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Thursday headlines. In international news, Putin adds martial law in Ukraine regions, limits in Russia. Russian President Putin doubled down Wednesday on his faltering invasion of Ukraine with a declaration of martial law in 4 illegally annexed regions in preparation within Russia for draconian new restrictions and crackdowns. Putin's drastic efforts to tighten his grip on Ukrainians and Russians follow a series of embarrassing setbacks, stinging battlefield defeats, sabotage, and trouble with his troop mobilization. The martial law order belies the Kremlin's attempt to portray life in the annexed regions as returning to normal. The reality is that a military administration has replaced civilian leaders in the southern city of Kherson, and a mass evacuation from the city is underway as the Ukrainian counteroffensive grinds on. The battle for Kherson, a city of more than 250,000 people with key industries and a major port, is a pivotal moment for Ukraine and Russia heading into winter, when front lines could largely freeze for months. It's the largest city Russia has held during the war, which began February 24th. A trickle of evacuations from the city in recent days has become a flood. Local officials said Wednesday that 5,000 had left out of an expected 60,000. Russian state television showed residents crowding on the banks of the river, many with small children, to cross by boats to the east, and from there, deeper into Russia-controlled territory. In announcing martial law effective today, Putin told the Security Council, "We are working to solve very difficult large-scale tasks to ensure Russia's security and safe future." Putin's army is under growing pressure from a Ukrainian counteroffensive that has clawed back territory. The Russian leader is also faltering after the sabotage of a strategically important bridge linking Russia with Crimea, assassinations of Kremlin-installed officials in Kherson, and mistakes he himself has admitted in his partial troop mobilization. Putin's martial law declaration authorized the creation of civil defense forces, the potential imposition of curfews, restrictions on travel and public gathering, tighter censorship, and broader law enforcement powers in Kherson and the other annexed regions. In national news, parents of accused North Carolina shooter expresses remorse. The parents of a 15-year-old boy accused of killing 5 people in North Carolina released a statement saying they are overcome with grief and saw no warning signs before the killings. The statement Tuesday by the parents also confirmed that one of Austin Thomas's 5 victims on Thursday night last week was his 16-year-old brother James. Witnesses said in 911 calls that the shooter opened fire with what appeared to be a shotgun in a neighborhood northeast of downtown Raleigh and along an adjacent walking trail. They also said in their statement that they will fully cooperate with law enforcement to help investigators understand what happened, but that they have questions themselves. Authorities have not discussed a motive for the shootings. Austin Thompson was hospitalized in critical condition following his arrest last Thursday night, hours after the shooting began. In more national news, facing tough midterms, Biden releases oil from U.S. Reserve. High gasoline prices are the problem that President Joe Biden keeps trying to fix, and roughly a year's worth of extraordinary efforts have done little to significantly lower costs, says the Associated Press. With Biden's latest push on Wednesday to release 15 million barrels from the U.S. Strategic Reserve and consider additional withdrawals this winter, he's telling frustrated voters ahead of the midterm elections that the White House hasn't given up. He rejected the notion that politics played a role in his latest action, but the issue has clear political implications as the president's approval rating has moved inversely with changing in gasoline prices, which remain high despite coming down since a June peak. And finally, in business news, stocks lose ground as more earning reports roll in, yield rises. A broad slide on Wall Street reversed 2 days of gains for stocks on Wednesday as Treasury yields climbed to multi-year highs, tempting traders with higher returns or relatively low-risk investments. The pullback came as investors reviewed a mix of quarterly reports from several companies. Netflix and United Airlines rose sharply after releasing their quarterly results, while others, including Abbott Laboratories and M&T Bank, sank. Major indexes rose in the early going, but their gains faded fast. The S&P 500 fell 0.7%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 0.3%, and the Nasdaq Composite ended 0.9% lower. Small companies fell more than the rest of the market, sending the Russell 2000 index 1.7% lower. Stocks were coming off of 2 days of gains, but trading has been unsteady throughout. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Thursday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. You've made it this far. Don't give up now. Keep on inspiring, uplifting, and encouraging others along your journey. Tomorrow is not promised. Vow to be your best self today. Have an amazing Thursday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Mary Ellen Ciganovich in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Author and motivational speaker Mary Ellen Ciganovich rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show yesterday, to talk about her success and her amazing career. Here's a bit of our conversation.
One of the things I love about our relationship that we have as friends, but also what I've been able to see from you as an author and as a speaker, is that you are a person that has been able to embrace your gift now, but also you've been able to really stay, I think, humbled by it all. So I want to talk about that, because people who have not done half of what you've done, I mean, you have 3 books that are already out. You're doing speaking. I mean, you were a Woman of the Year honoree for this year. So many great things have come your way. What is it that helps you to stay grounded? I
can only say God, and everything that I learned basically from my father, growing up. You've heard me say this several times. I'd run in and I'd go, oh, this happened to me. It was an award, or I made cheerleading, or whatever. And you go, great, Mary Ellen, that and $1 get you a cup of coffee. Of course, today it's like $4, but And, and I always know that, and I appreciate all the comments, and I appreciate everyone who reads everything. I always do, and I'm always so grateful. And I know that without God, without my higher power, without me being able to connect with that higher power, I would not be able to do what I do. And that keeps me grounded more than anything.
What has it been like for you to see how people around the world have really taken to your message about truth?
Well, it's been interesting. I did Miracles with Mary Ellen on Monday. I did it on truth because I do get so many emails and so many comments back from people about what exactly is truth. What are you speaking about? And I always tell them it's not facts or opinions. Truth is. Truth is something that will never change, like God is.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversation Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on tomorrow to wrap up this week. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.